What is one thing you are still angry about years after it happened? Guys, the shortest possible introduction. I want to tell you that 99.9% of people who watch this video are not subscribed to the channel. Therefore, please help me by subscribing to the channel and subscribe to it. Thank you very much. I was kicked out of a bar spelling bee for spelling a word correctly. The word was Lilliputian, like from Gulliver's Travels. I spelled it correctly. They had it without the double L. I showed them I was correct, and they still wouldn't let me back in the spelling bee. This was like 5 years ago. I'm still super bitter. In 4th grade, my school held a spelling competition. Each class would go through everyone to get a single class rep to move up to the school-wide one held in the conference center. We go through, it's me and another girl. I spell my word correctly. She doesn't. The teacher gives her another chance with another word. Fine. Unfair, but whatever. She gets the second right. Teacher then says I need to do another word. Gives me a complex chemical. It was an absurd word. I miss it, but I'm not offered another chance. That girl goes on to lose in the first round of the school competition. I knew every word and would have won. I'm super bitter about mine, and it was 25 years ago. I'd be livid in your scenario. When my grandmother died, my grandfather was unable to talk or take care of himself. He had previous strokes. He was placed in a nursing home, which was nice. My aunt and uncle went through my grandparents' house and labels everything with their names and their kids' names. That they wanted to keep, and everything else is to get sold. Then sold the house dirt cheap, sold their new car dirt cheap, and got rid of everything ASAP. What they couldn't sell, they threw away. My aunt and uncle were not hard up for money, but my family was. My grandma was my favorite person. I had to steal a few items to keep for myself so I could have something to remember them by. About 5 years later, after my grandpa passed by, aunt and uncle sued my dad because he was adopted, and by the state law, he got 1% more than his siblings. They lost the suit. It's been over 20 years and I still hate them for how they acted like a bunch of asshole entitled pricks and took anything I could get to remember my grandma by a way. Am cordial to them, but I will always hold this grudge. No need to be cordial. They showed you who they are. They don't deserve your emotional charity. I would treat them as if they didn't even exist. 20 years ago, I was standing on my back porch smoking a cigarette and talking on the phone. This cop comes out of the forest behind the house, soaking wet and covered in mud. He walked right up into my yard and I asked if he needed help. He told me to get my fat ass back into the house or he'd arrest me. I just stood there as that cop walked through my yard and away to wherever he was going. That cop was definitely up to something he wasn't supposed to be doing. Wonder if any bodies ever were found back there. Lord, I watched too much true crime. About 35 years ago, when I was a teenager, house was broken into. Detectives thought I did it as an inside job. My dad had me sit down with them for questioning. After laughing at the accusation, I realized they were serious and told them no and clammed up. After, I asked why my dad would put me in front of them with no warning that I was a suspect. Like, did he think it was me? He said, I think it could have been you. Like, seriously? I never did anything illegal like that in my life for him to think that. Rocked my relationship. Thanks for watching. Write your story in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you tomorrow.